everyone. Jason and Alicia here with you to kick off this Monday. Thank you for starting your day with us here on Sunrise. What is it now? 30 degrees outside. It's going to be a nice warm day, but things are going to change here over the next couple.
Enjoy Monday. It's going to hit 50, John, right? But it's the impact alerts this week that are going to impact folks.
I know. Today won't impact you. It will in the way where it's going to be awesome. So go out there and just enjoy today. I don't want to ignore it. But yeah, the big story is Tuesday, Wednesday. The low pressure center strengthened over the weekend. And when that happens, it means, well, you might see some snow now. 30 degrees, and we are looking at temperatures pretty comfortable this morning. Nice out here. Winds aren't very strong. A good drive into work here this morning, at least road-wise. You can see off to the north. We're in the teens. How about 9 in Grand Marais? That actually makes me happy because I know they're doing the Bear Grease, so that's good news for them, being cold up there. And you can see temperatures here today, 40 to 53 throughout the day. Now, maybe we touch 54 or 55, and you'll see clouds increase. Now, we could see a sprinkle after 4 p.m., but I'm not concerned about that. It'll be light. How about 61 in Mankato, 61 in Jackson, 48 in Bemidji, but this is the story today. We issued a weather impact alert from 6 p.m. Tuesday to 6 p.m. Wednesday. The impacts are for, go figure, everything, and the roads will be impacted, and you might even need your snow blower depending on where you're at. So we're getting ready for a messy Wednesday. Not the deal today. Cece, how's it look?
Yeah, not the deal today. Good morning. We'll definitely be keeping our eye on your commute for Wednesday, but for now, your commute should be pretty quiet. On 494, though, I am seeing a lane closure here. This is 494 westbound right at 35W. You see this right lane's closed, so MnDOT asking drivers to stay left as you head toward Highway 100, 169, but as you can see, not really slowing down the morning commute at 6:02. I'll let you know if that changes, though. Otherwise, things looking pretty good. Haven't seen a crash all morning long, so your commute to school and work should be okay. When I do see you next, though, we're going to head over to Highway 7, where there's going to be some road work happening in about 3 hours. I'll let you know how that could delay your commute later on today. Jason.
Cece, thank you very much. Turning to our top story here at 6 a.m. Hundreds of parents across Minnesota do not have daycare this morning. Their centers are closed.
As part of a nationwide rally called A Day Without Childcare that kicks off just hours from now. In Minnesota, daycare centers in 6 cities are taking part, from the Iron Range to Rochester to St. Paul. And that is where we find Audrey Russo live this morning to tell us what these centers say they desperately need. Good morning, Audrey.
Good morning, Jason and Alicia. Yeah, that's right. The rally here in St. Paul will kick off in about 7 hours from now here at the Wilder Child Development Center behind me. You can see right now the doors are closed. There's no kids running around playing. That's normal for this time of day. But really the goal of this is to leave lawmakers with this image throughout the day, showing them just how important childcare is by making it disappear. Now, the goal is to close around 100 child care centers for the day today. It's being led by a coalition called Kids Count on Us, which represents 500 Minnesota child care centers. They argue that legislators need to boost public funding for child care. They say expanding eligibility for early learning scholarships makes this care more affordable for more families. It'll also subsidize salaries for child care workers who, on average, make less than $17 an hour. Now, today's rally in St. Paul goes from 1 to 4 p.m. Coming up in the next half hour, I'm going to break down some of the specific numbers that have stakeholders in this industry so concerned about child care and really what lies ahead in the future. But for now, I'll send things back to you.
All right. Audrey Russo reporting live this morning. Thank you. Before today's child care rally, lawmakers and community members will be at the Capitol at 10:15 to speak out against a bill they claim is trying to deny paid family leave. That program is set to roll out in less than a year and would guarantee workers across Minnesota the right to paid family and medical leave when they can't work due to health or caregiving needs.
In just a matter of hours, the family of a retired St. Paul police officer who died over the weekend will be in the city to begin funeral arrangements. Felicia Riley's family says she died as a result of injuries she suffered in a serious assault on the job. Michelle Beck is outside the St. Paul Police headquarters, and that assault, Michelle, happened 15 years ago?
Yeah, that's certainly right, Alicia. It's been 48 hours of mourning, however, for the St. Paul Police Station. Retired police officer Felicia Riley served the city 17 years. And now we know Riley is the first female St. Paul officer to die from injuries on the job. That's according to the department's Retirement Association, pointing back 15 years to when Riley responded to a domestic dispute. She was kicked multiple times in the back of the head and suffered a traumatic brain injury. As her oldest son describes, her injuries forced her into early retirement from the job she loved.
It was next to being a mom and next to being married to my dad. It was her greatest dream. It's been 15 years of a long, painful road, and it's done now.
Now, Riley died on Saturday in home hospice care with her husband by her side. More Jason Alicia to come the next half hour about her life and her legacy. Back to you.
Such a sad story there. Michelle Beck reporting live. Thank you. New this morning, autopsies will likely be scheduled today in the deaths of a couple found in their Wisconsin home over the weekend. The Waukesha Sheriff's Office hasn't released their names, but a woman in Massachusetts says her son and his wife were the ones found dead. Judith Mayer says she hadn't heard from her son Donald and his wife in almost 2 weeks. She says she was worried they were mad at her, but they notified police then notified police when her step-grandson's school called and said he hadn't been in class. Police later checked their home and found the couple and their dog dead.
How do I get up each day and go about a normal day with this heavy in my heart? I just don't know how.
Now, the sheriff's office didn't say where the teenager is, but said a person of interest is in custody on unrelated charges. Meanwhile, a police department in northwest Kansas said it arrested a minor who was wanted for a double homicide in Wisconsin, but police did not specifically name the case.
Right now, parts of South Carolina are under a freeze warning as firefighters work to put out several wildfires. The fires forcing states of emergency in both North and South Carolina. The largest 5 miles north of Myrtle Beach. At last check, the fires burned about 1,600 acres and is only 30% contained. Officials are telling some locals to evacuate, but so far no buildings have burned and no injuries have been reported.
Well, today's the day. If you still have an ice house on the lake in the southern 2/3 of the state, you have about 18 hours left to move it. And if you don't meet the state deadline, the DNR says officers could confiscate or destroy your structure. So let's take a look at the map just so you're sure here. If your ice house is up north, you have 2 more weeks. That deadline in green for March 17th. And take a look here. This is what they're hoping to avoid. This morning, authorities are hoping the owner of this ice house starts the process of getting it out of the frozen water. It fell in over the weekend on Lake Sarah in Rockford. No one was in the house at the time, thankfully. The owner only has a month to remove it or hefty fines start racking up. Man,